Good morning, YouTube. It is, I don't know what time it is. Let me look. Oh, excuse me. So I just wolfed down a couple of microwave burritos, and that really hit the spot, not gonna lie. So it was 2:34 a.m., half hour after closing time. Sunday, April 10th, 2022. And I am standing in front of Discount Tires. And I have the wrapper from my last burrito, which I really want to put in a trash can, but I don't see any available for the public trash can here at all. There's a fire hydrant. We got some automotive shops over here, Clutch King, and Alexander's Automotive and Transition Repair, and somebody who uses a fancy font that's hard to read for somebody with bad vision, TechNet Professional Auto Service, and Clutch King. So I got a little old school auto mall there. No trash can for pedestrians. Discount Tires. Love Discount Tires, by the way. I've bought so many tires and had so many tire repairs done at this exact location. And I think I've vlogged about it in the past. Yeah, so they've got this nice little table over here for people to like chill outside while they're getting their tires done, which I've done many times, but no trash can. I guess I'll just leave that here with the other trash. Or maybe that's not trash. Maybe it's a whole thing of Jif peanut butter. And oh well, we got peanut butter and jelly. Should probably come back here with a loaf of bread. Anyway, what's going on? I'm just fucking talking incoherently at 2:30 something in the fucking morning because it's Saturday night and I'm partying, having a good time, or something like that. Yeah. I can't even fully wrap my head around tonight. I am fairly buzzed, but hey, I'm walking, so that's what you're supposed to do when you're drunk, not drive, but walk, right? Everything should be walkable. Unfortunately, it's not, so I'm going to have some dangerous shit trying to get home. Sorry, I just got to shine a light on this. Shine a shiny light on this? Hey, there's an idea. I forgot I could do. I have multiple phones. I can take that $10 from a homeless chick Samsung and use it to put on some light. Look at that. We got light. Oh, I'm so high tech. Apparently there's some kind of a cable box, but the box that should be covering it is not here. So that's interesting that the public utility companies would just leave that stuff so accessible. Like, I wonder how much internet bandwidth I would have if I was to just tap right into that shit with the laptop and pop a squat right here in front of the Sonic drive-up. And by the way, I know I've had a lot of hatred for places that only serve people who drive up. Speaking of drive-ups and drive-ins, interestingly enough, Sonic is not one of those places, and I should probably eat at Sonic more often, but this is just far enough from the intersection of 32nd Street that I sometimes forget it's here. But, of course, Sonic is a very car-centric sort of place. You got the parking spots where people actually pull up and do it like 1950s drive-up style, where you got the screen in the menu. Well, not a screen in the 50s, but you know what I'm saying. You just pull up. Car Up doesn't come out and take your order. Your order's done through a speaker thingy and a touchscreen thingy. Due to nationwide supply issues, some of your favorite items or ingredients may not be available. We apologize for the inconvenience. Let's go, Brandon. Anyway, yeah, so I like Sonic. I like Sonic a lot. I keep forgetting there's a Sonic here. Because when I'm on the 29, I'm so focused on something else that is right by. And it's in kind of a dead space between bus stops. So it's a bit of a walk from here to a bus stop, even though there's a bus right in front of it. But yeah, Sonic's got the little things there, and car hops that are actually sometimes on roller skates bring your food out to you. And then they have a more normal style drive-through that where you drive around the building and you hit a speaker and you give your order, and then they I think this one's a little different. Like some of the Sonics have a window. Yeah, this doesn't have a window. We just got a wall there. Some of them have or actually it looks like it's got the window, but it's boarded up. God, I hope this place isn't shut down and boarded up, because I noticed the other window's kind of, you can't see through it either, and normally it would be clear. Anyway, on this one, the way it works, which will throw somebody used to a normal fast food drive-through off, is you got the little speaker at the front where you order when you're driving through versus driving up, and there's no window, so you end up driving here, and I think there's a little sign telling you to stop. No, it just says Uber Eats. Oh, there's the one. Drive-through order pickup. But you stop here, and the car haps actually either roller skate or walk out to you. But, and this is why I still love Sonic, and I should really make an effort to eat here. If you're a pedestrian, they have a screen for you to order at too. And they know if you called in from that screen that you're a pedestrian. And you just pop a squat at one of these here tables, which surprisingly don't have homeless people at them. In fact, the only trespasser right now is me. My phone's going off, yay. They know that speaker means that you ordered because you're sitting down at the tables there, and they bring your stuff out to you. And if they're open, that service is available. I've never seen them not refuse people sitting at the picnic tables in favor of people in giant rolling killing machines. Speaking of giant rolling killing machines, so I've been at the Hideaway Bar and Grill, and I do think I said in my last video that's where I was trying to head. In fact, if memory serves, my last video was me walking down Glendale Avenue from 27th Avenue, which was super crazy sketchy, where I was over at Ain't Nick's. But there was a lot of people just looking like they were twacked out of their minds, sitting behind the bus stops, just loitering, not waiting for buses, and shopping carts full of shit mysteriously moving around, and just crazy West Phoenix homeless junkie shit. I walked from there to 19th Avenue. I'm always thinking light rail's on Central, but that far north it's on 19th Avenue. Because of course the NIMBYs in the northern end of the Central Corridor would never allow light rail anywhere near their mansions. And if you know what's up with NIMBYs stopping transit, and you know what's up with Central Avenue in Phoenix, once you actually get north of Bethany Home Road, actually it kind of starts about Coulter, but anyway, if you know what's up with that, that's why the light rail goes down 19th Avenue. I mean, to be fair, it's of more use to people who don't drive on 19th Avenue, but still, you better believe the NIMBYs on North Central are the reason that there's no light rail on Central north of Camelback. So this is, speaking of things that are fucked up for pedestrians, this sign, I keep meaning to post this one on our fuck cars, but I haven't got around to it yet. So I'm at the corner of 34th Street and Thomas. I've got a sign here that says, "Students, do not cross here. Use signal." I think there's one identical on the other side of the road. It's so dark, and I'm so fucking got such bad vision I can't see it. But at any rate, use the signal. That signal's a quarter mile away, which means for a student. And how are you going to enforce one law for students and one law not for students? That seems pretty much something that wouldn't pass the Supreme Court. But anyway, it says students don't cross here. So use signal. So if you go to the signal, that's at 32nd Street, quarter mile. Then you got to cross, and then a quarter mile walk back. So according to this stupid ass sign, if you're a student, you are expected to walk a half mile to get here instead of using a marked crosswalk. I'm thinking every single student that has any need to use this crosswalk needs to file a civil liberties lawsuit against the city of Phoenix. I'm not a student. I'm not the discriminated against. That's definitely discrimination in my book. I am not the discriminated against demographic in this particular instance. See, I could cross that road because I'm not a student. I'm a freaking dropout. I can use that crosswalk, but are you a student trying to better your life? Nope. Walk a half mile because the city of Phoenix doesn't support you seeking education. So walk an extra half mile in the heat. Oh, summertime, 110 degrees? Yeah, that's fine. Get a little heat stroke. Goes good with your education. Fuck you, student. Anyway, freaking, yeah. In fact, on that note, I'm almost to the point of being able to utilize Amazon's education benefits. Thinking maybe I should get on some of that. There's one thing that I keep seeing in different like posters, and they've got I forget what it's called, but Amazon's got a newsletter that they don't give us. They just put it in the inside of all the shitters. Yeah, inside every stall, like where you're sitting there trying to get the rest of the Taco Bell through you. There's a sign in a frame, and it's a newsletter to the employees. And in there, they've been pushing this. They've also been pushing it on screens around the warehouse and just pushing it pretty hard of, hey, use your education benefit, secondary education, English as a second language courses, classes. Get English. Start by learning English as a second language. Which I find very interesting because the sign promoting that is in English. Like, if you can read it, probably you don't need that. But hey, maybe you're going to see that and suggest it to somebody else that doesn't know English so well. Which has me wondering. Hang on, I got to see what street I'm at. I miss the days when I could see a street sign in the dark from this distance. Windsor. So 34th Street in Windsor, headed southbound. In a neighborhood that has absolutely no sidewalks. Thank you, City of Phoenix, for the no sidewalks. That guy's probably like, what is with this crazy guy walking? And I just see a killing machine. Oh, I was talking about the killing machine. Speaking of killing machines. So I just left the Hideaway Bar and Grill, and a person whose face I immediately recognized in pictures, a person who I've been seeing his face for like a decade. Not somebody I ever talked to. Nothing against him. Just he never talked to me, I guess, and I never really talked to him. But this man's name was Jesse, and I definitely recognize his picture. And I recognize his face as somebody who I've been seeing behind the grill making my burgers for over a decade. And tonight was a little bit different than normal at the Hideaway. Okay, I am at Cambridge. Okay, I'm gonna keep walking. I'm going to get to why I'm being so specific about which specific streets I'm walking by in a bit here. I'm getting to that. Anyway, so Jesse, the cook. Yeah, tonight it was packed over at the Hideaway because about half the crowd was his close friends and family. And I would say probably nieces and nephews because he was older than me. Maybe some great grandkids, who knows? But anyway, or not great grandkids, I'm sorry, just grandkids. Anyway, I'm going to say Jesse was early 60s. Could be he was older than that and just well preserved, but anyway. Jesse didn't drive. Doesn't make a lot of money, but he's happy with his job. He's been there for a long time. Sometimes you get a job that doesn't pay that much, but you're just comfortable and you're able to make ends meet. So that's life. And, if you can work a job that pays like shit and it brings you enough happiness that you're happy with what you're doing, that's I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't look down on anybody that's chooses to stay there, as long as it's, providing enough to make ends meet some way or another. All right, this street sign. Oh, look at that. That is hidden. Hang on, let me turn the light on just so y'all can see just how light on from the other phone. So yeah, there's the street sign. 34th Street in Virginia, 2,600 blocks north, 3,400 blocks east. I do like that we have very logical street signs here in Phoenix. And it is in a tree. That street sign is in a tree. Oh, look, and there goes a self-driving car. That's all right. He's navigating by GPS. The robot operating that car does not need to see the street signs to know what street they're on. And I had kind of an epiphany about a month and a half ago, reading something, when I realized that the average driver doesn't need to see that street sign either, because they're using some kind of a GPS navigation app that tells them, turn left and go east on Virginia Drive, right as they approach it. So you just know that voice tells you to do that. Just make that next left here on Virginia Drive. You don't have to see the street sign. I've never used any of that kind of shit. I've been navigating this city since I was a small child in the late 70s. My mother said that when I was about 4 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, that I started telling her which direction to go to places she was going, and sometimes suggesting routes different than what she normally drove as a toddler, basically. And she would generally try anything that I suggested as a little kid, as long as there was time, as long as she knew there was a time to, not sure if this is going to work, but Danny says it's going to work, so maybe let's see how smart the kid is. And then I show her a back road that saves her 5 minutes to wherever she was going. I was doing that as a kid, little kid. And she had friends sometimes that were like, well, why would you listen to your baby telling you which way to go? And she's like, I don't know. He seems to be a genius with maps. And that was something I collected as a kid, was maps. Fascinated by maps. And anyway, sometimes I do need to see the street signs, because I'm not navigating with a computer. I'm still navigating with my brain. Seems to be one thing I'm still somewhat capable of doing, although I don't seem capable of finding any kind of stable employment that pays me for that knowledge. I wish I could figure that out. In fact, what I'd really love to do is use that knowledge and all the knowledge I've accumulated in the last 6 months of where the not-in-service buses are driving. I could see me putting together, just fixing a lot of the issues with Valley Metro Public Transit without even causing an increase in the operating costs, just by having the buses that are driving where they're driving actually be in service and to connect those routes all up. Now, I do realize, and I'm becoming a little more accepting of the fact that those routes are long, and sometimes the driver's got to pee. But yeah, that's led into some awkward situations. Night I got back from Portland. I was riding the Route 3 to work, and I should have been there on time. I still got a thing in my A to Z app that says it needs attention. I got to figure out what I did with that. I'm sure that's going to be a annoying conversation with HR, because that's most conversations with HR. Sorry, I'm walking in the street, dude, but there's no sidewalks. So, the other thing I was wanting to talk about in this video, and I need to get back to Jesse because I didn't finish that up, and that man needs a little conclusion in here. But anyway, the reason I'm walking down Virginia right now is I've been very active on one of the trending subreddits on Reddit called R Fuck Cars. It's been getting a lot of national attention because I think that we, in the big experiment of our place where everybody was just randomly being able to lay down pixels in a giant mural, and it was just absolute anarchy how it got done. But you got some people that were working together trying to build stuff, and some people that were working together trying to tear it down. The one part in that entire mural that seemed to have got the most attention site-wide, and just internet in general, for people who just look and see, hey, what's going on that website? The most bold thing on that entire mural is a giant waste of space that is a parking lot, and then a no smoking sign, but with a car where the cigarette would be, and then next to it just are fuck cars. And we did have to contend with some anarchists that wanted to change that into our fuck ears. You know, hey, if that's where you wanna get it on, if you're, hey, look at this, we got a chair, a chair. Well, this looks like a comfortable place to take a break. I'd sink right into it. This is great. So, I've made it to 36th Street, by the way, and this is where Virginia ends, but it doesn't really end. God, I'm loving the there's a chair here, but I should keep going. That's comfy. Hey, let's make this really fun. So, anyway, fuck cars. A lot of conversations about just what it's trying to live in the real world without a vehicle. Of course, a lot of that subreddit is just, oh, by the way, I'm going into the apartment complex. I don't know the name of the complex, but when you're going on Virginia Street, and it ends at 36th Street, just look straight ahead, a little to your left. You see an entrance to the parking lot. That's the route. That is the bike route. That is not the official City of Phoenix bike route. But just trust me on this one. That is the bike route. I know I'm not biking right now. I'm going to get my damn bike fixed. I am. Oh, no, that's a quality car. Is that like an early 70s Caprice, I think? Maybe? No? Oh, it doesn't have the emblems left anymore. I'm thinking that's like an early 70s Caprice Classic or Impala. Looks very much like a Chevy to me. I'm not 100% certain, though. I didn't see any emblems, but that's cool. Anyway, I'm going through an apartment complex. Technically, I'm trespassing, but maybe I'm going to somebody's apartment, right? I'm not doing anything weirder than just admiring the random Chevy Caprice Classics that I'm walking by. Not like I'm planning to vandalize them or do anything to them. I just admire those cars, and I've owned several of them. Anyway, this is the bike route. As I said, there's some apartments to the south. Their parking lot not connected to this parking lot because boundaries. Just connectivity like that's for cars would make neighborhoods more walkable, I think. Actually, that one not so bad because there's not a wall between here and there. But yeah, with a lot of them, if you're going to the apartment that's right over there and you're at the parking lot that's right over here, you got to hop over a 6-foot cinder block wall because that's how Phoenix functions. Anyway. Sorry, I'm trying to think of like 7 different things at once, and now I've just lost all track of everything. But I do remember, oh yeah, fuck cars. So, today has been an incredibly long journey, most of which was just centered around me trying to make it to Guitar Center to get a cable to replace the cords, the cord and adapter train wreck that I have that was running from the output of my mixer into the input of the house karaoke mixer, which is pretty jacked up. Not the connection, but the mixer. Well, so was the connection. But yeah, today was kind of a big, just need to make time to go up to Guitar Center and replace that cord. You know, because they're like, why haven't you replaced it yet? I'm like, you don't realize how hard it is for me to go anywhere right now. It's a miracle I'm even able to make it here, period, to do my show. Anyway. Oh, and space to the south has changed. We've got an alley and backside of single-family homes over there. But I assure you, the bike route is still this parking lot. I might say that, sometimes I will tell you, when I start putting this whole bike route project together, sometimes I'm probably going to tell you that that alley over there is the bike route. Yeah, I'm putting together a map that is not what the city of Phoenix wants to have listed as bike routes, but what actually works for people who live in the city that are getting around without a car. And at this point, it involves going through these 2 parking spots. Okay, you might have to dismount your bike for this because we got a little dirt right here. Yeah, not a smooth transition right here, but it could be. It could be. And check it out. When I say this is the way to go on a bike, oh, I got to shine some more light on this. This is coming from years and years of me riding a bicycle here and riding electric scooters here. I got to get my damn bike fixed. Sorry, I'm having trouble with the pin number on my flashlight. Oh, that's a modern first world problem if I ever heard one. Hang on, get some light going on here. There it goes. There you go. Now you can see it. So as I'm saying, this is the route to go if you're in a bike. And I just wanted to make sure everybody saw in the video that there are ruts from some time when it was a little muddy, and somebody still figured, you know what, that's still the best route to ride. That's still the best route to ride, because if you're riding a bike and you're riding on Thomas Road or on the sidewalk of Thomas Road, you're not doing it right. You're absolutely not doing it right. The route I'm taking right now, this is doing it right if you're on a bicycle. So that dead end that's not supposed to connect anything connects to the apartments right there just north of the old Tower Plaza. There's the old tower, blinking, blinking. There's your landmark, so you know where you're turning and where you're supposed to go. But right into that parking lot, past this intersection here, this is dead end. Thanks for the connectivity, Phoenix. At 37th Place and East Yale Street. That's where you want to hook a left. Yeah, this is raw footage, by the way. The vlog, eventually there will be more sensible videos on this channel. Maybe someday. And yeah, this vlog is going to be pretty much the raw footage of it. So you're just seeing my insanity as I put it all together. If I ever get it all put together. Anyway, so we're going down, what did I say, Yale Street? If you don't feel like going through the apartment complex and taking that little shortcut, which I swear is the best route, you can also take Yale straight through to 36th Street. North on 36th Street, and then I'm pretty sure your next left is on to Virginia. Anyway, what I'm talking about in this is there was a post in Fuck Cars, and it was something about something sucking for transit in Phoenix, which I realize doesn't narrow it down at all, especially with me. But anyway, somebody had responded something about, yeah, Phoenix, it's awful. Oh my God, it's like the worst place to bike in. And every time I see that, I just got to disagree. Phoenix is a great place to bike in. You just got to know the way to go. This here is 42nd Street. Looking north, you can see the traffic light over there where it hits Thomas, where the old brass rail is and the PLS is, but you can't really get there from here. And yeah, don't even try. If there was a route that worked, I would tell you. But yeah, you're just going to deal with the walls and security and just stuff you don't want to deal with. So yeah, it's not worth it. The best shortcut's the one that I showed, walking through the apartment complex to the little dead-end street. So anyway, still heading down Yale. If you're needing to go to points south of here, that's definitely the best bicycle street, or the best street for somebody on an electric scooter. Not necessarily the best street for somebody walking. All right now it's like pushing 3 a.m, so there's no public transit available. So I'm just walking. You know, it doesn't make a difference. I'm not trying to be. I'm not going to catch the next bus on Route 29. I will make it home long before there's the next bus on Route 29. So at this point, there's absolutely no reason for me to be walking down. Obviously, in the day, I'd be walking down Thomas, like catch a bus or something. But this time of day, zero reason to be walking down Thomas. And if you're biking, don't ever ride a bike on Thomas. Like, that's gonna kill you. Oh, and speaking of killing you, yeah, Jesse, the cook, at the Hideaway. Yeah, so he's riding his bike home and crossed Thomas there, coming out of the bar. Now I don't know the details. I don't know if he went to the crosswalk at 32nd Street and went across that way, or if he did what he's actually legally supposed to do and just rolled out of the parking lot of the bar, waited for a break in traffic, and then rode across those fast, crazy lanes of eastbound traffic up until you're in the center lanes, and then turn left and join westbound traffic, which a lot of times is moving nearly 50 miles per hour. I mean, yeah, it's got a speed limit. It's got a speed limit of 35. And I'll be the first to say that I feel the safest speed to be going, regardless of the speed limit, is the speed everybody else is going. But everybody else going 45 to 50 on Thomas Road at 32nd Street. Oh, it's a wide street, it's safe. No, really it's not. Because somebody who thinks that's just perfectly fine plowed down the cook on his bike and killed him. And then left. Didn't even check to see what he hit in the road. Didn't check to see what he hit in the road. Didn't check to see if maybe that was a person and he needs help or an ambulance or something. And now the cook at the cook's been making my burgers for a decade plus over at Hideaway is dead. Another statistic of the fact that another statistic of just cars killing pedestrians, which is completely normalized. I mean, there was a football player, actually Major League football player, yesterday morning, putting it in perspective, who actually was also hit by a car as a pedestrian. And he's dead too. Of course, he's going to get a whole lot of press because he's a celebrity football player. But other than the people that were there tonight, I mean, I'm sure there's more people. I'm sure Jesse had more friends than that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, outside of just the group of people that were in that bar tonight, and people that come to that bar, and his family and whatnot. And who knows what life he had outside of the bar? I don't know. Never really talked to the guy. I just thanked him for the good burgers. Yeah, outside of those people, that's not even news. That won't even show up on any news website here in Phoenix. I guarantee you're not going to see that. You're not going to see that on AZ Central. You're not going to see that on AZ Family. You're going to see that on the Phoenix New Times. Not like I'm giving you any kind of great Phoenix news or anything, because it's not news. A pedestrian getting mowed down and killed by a motor vehicle trying to cross a road, it's not news. That's only news if it's a self-driving car, or if there's a celebrity involved. And I should let you guys know what street intersection this is. Sorry, I'm trying to make this whole travel guide of like how to get around Phoenix on a bike. Phoenix is actually a bikeable city. You just got to kind of know where to go. And it's not the way Google Maps or any other algorithm's going to tell you to go. So, sorry, I walked right by this sign and I forgot I was trying to get this as part of the content of this. But anyway, we were at Yale and Wilshire It's a little bit misleading that it points Yale to the left and Wilshire to the right, because I'm pretty sure at this point that it is Yale to the right and Wilshire to the left. Pretty sure. I'm thinking that song is wrong, or that sign is wrong. Come on, Phoenix, fix that. Never mind. Leave it alone. You got other things fixed, way more important. Anyway, we're at 40th Street. So sometimes just with the way Phoenix is developed over the years, you do have intersections like this. I've seen it in other cities, but it's kind of a little different in Phoenix, especially how Phoenix has such a good street system as far as like names coordinating with numbers, coordinating with coordinates. But you do have, when you're dealing with like residential streets like this, it happens with a few major streets. Most of this happens with residential streets. Sometimes when you go straight across an intersection like that, you're on a different street. Like this just went from Yale, I think, to Cambridge. And if you're riding a bike and you're not looking for an address, it doesn't make a difference. You just keep going straight on this road, which is why when sometimes people ask me to explain like the route that I take when I'm biking, I'm just like, it's complicated because I don't remember the name of every street. Like I was just on Yale at 40th Street. It changed to Cambridge. In my head, the way my messed up brain tries to put maps and shit together, in my head, this is the Virginia Street bike corridor. This is riding down Virginia on a bike in Phoenix, which, as you see, is not always on Virginia. Right now, I'm on Cambridge, but there is no Virginia between 40th Street. There's no actual Virginia Street between 40th Street and 44th Street. But if you're trying to stay on that alignment, which is generally speaking a quarter mile short south of Thomas, quarter mile north of Oak or in Cano, 3/4 of a mile north of McDowell, you're trying to stay on that alignment, which is actually a very safe route to ride a bike on in what is supposedly one of the least bikeable cities in the United States. As you see, I mean, I'm just walking down a beautiful upper middle class suburban street. Is wide open and clear. There's hardly even vehicles parked on this street. It's nice, wide. You know, I don't need a bike lane painted on this. I don't need a sign even saying this is the bike route. I mean, that would probably help people that aren't cyclists, that don't take the time to get to know their city on a bike. But yeah, there's a lot of different routes that I use to go east and west or north to south across this huge city when I'm riding a bike or riding an electric scooter, or in an odd instance like this, walking in the middle of the damn night where there is no bus to be caught and I don't feel like wasting money on rideshare. So what the heck? maybe when I make the bike video, I'll be doing this in like a high-speed time lapse, because nobody's going to watch a video that takes 4 hours to show a route, which is probably how long this corridor, the way I ride it, this corridor would take. Hey, you want to stop and get some books on your ride home? There you go. A little library. Thank you, neighbor that's doing that. Love those. Anyway. Yeah, so this is a lot. You know, once I realize, hey, I'm not meeting anybody. I'm not. Maybe I could have met somebody. There's a woman in front of the Chevron, looked like she was homeless. She's kind of cute. Maybe I could have went up and chatted her up, but it didn't seem like the thing to do. Anyway, yeah, unless you're trying to talk to somebody or find somebody to score some drugs off of on Thomas Road. If you're just wanting to travel, this is definitely the best route through Phoenix, as opposed to, say, using Thomas Road. I won't say as opposed to using Oak. Oak is actually very bicycle friendly. In fact, to me, on a bicycle friendly scale of 1 to 10, Oak's like a solid 9.5. And there are a couple places where, yeah, maybe a bike lane would be nice. There have been times where there's been enough cars on there driving like idiots that I thought a protected bike lane might be nice, but it doesn't take away from the fact that it's completely bikeable right now, especially at intersections that don't yeah, it's just generally safer to ride than most places now. So here am I. Sorry, I'm just losing my train of thought. 42nd Street in Wilshire. 42nd Street is also another really good one for bikes. I'm sure you've seen a lot of videos, or if you watch this channel much, you've seen the videos where I'm talking as I'm walking down to the Wander Inn. This street is the most direct route if you're not driving to the Wander Inn, where you're not going to get mowed down by cars like Jesse did. So I think I'm still, oh shit, now I'm forgetting. I think I'm still in Cambridge. Or is it Yale? Oh, it's Wilshire. Wow. You know what I think happened is, I thought it was Cambridge and it's Wilshire. Taking these routes across Phoenix, it's kind of like that sometimes. I don't even I thought I was in Cambridge. I'm in Wilshire. Hey, I thought you know the city really well. I know where I'm at. I know where I'm at. Like for me, this is the back road. Sometimes I take it in the car too. Not gonna lie. I'm trying to not to be stuck in traffic when traffic is all fucking gone to shit around here. Ain't no traffic on this road at all. All right, we got another $1 million plus house going in here, I think. Bet money that's a situation where they use the little loophole to do something that is more or less a new build, but get it taxed and classified as a rebuild by keeping just the minimal amount of the old structure and building on it and around it. And it's kind of disturbing when you realize how little that has to be. It's basically allowing people to make new builds for not the cost of new builds. Must be nice to have that kind of money to spend on a home. Anyway. Sorry, sometimes I see gentrification like that, and part of me is like, yeah, there's somebody winning the real estate game, and then part of me is just like, fuck, I wish I still owned a house. And with things are the way they are, it's probably not even going to happen in my lifetime. It's probably just not. Trying to come to grips with that, trying to not feel like my life is over because of that, but yeah, probably never going to be a homeowner again. Not unless something really, really bad happens to the economy. And I don't want to go making any kind of weird predictions about that. I forgot the name of the street I'm on again. Whoops. No, it's funny, like, it's hard for me to remember exactly every street in an area like this, but like I remember the names. Yale, Cambridge, Virginia. Virginia is a very specific one because Virginia marks the quarter mile between Thomas and Oak, or on the west side, Thomason and Cano. But the other names, like, I might not remember exactly where they are, but I remember generally in my head what they're close to. Like if I got a call on, say, for a cab at 45, sorry, I'm trying to put the numbers together and make sure I'm walking in the right direction. 4226 West Yale, or sorry, 4226 East Yale. Like if I got that and I was needing to find that because I just got dispatched to me, I wouldn't remember exactly which street it is, but I would remember that it's definitely between Oak and Thomas. And I would either be coming south on 42nd from Thomas or north from Oak. At that point, I'd be watching the street signs. I'm not consulting a map. Like, I'm solid enough in my memory that this is the part of town where Cambridge is, this is the part of town where Yale is, that I'm just going to turn on that street and I'm going to watch those street signs like a hawk. That's how I navigate that stuff. When people are riding with me, they're like, you know where everything is. And it's like, well, kind of I do, and kind of I just have a lot of data sets just broken down. And anyway, streets and their corresponding numbers, got that pretty much broken down. Although, yeah, sometimes the one street that you wish went straight through, like Virginia, doesn't. You kind of got to do this step over a block and just continue on that street and ignore the fact it changes names 3 times. But yeah, it's actually the way to do it here in Phoenix. And I totally get why they're not making Virginia go straight through. Because if Virginia went straight through, what you would have happening is that this alignment, this 100 block here, where the Taco Bell is, where there's usually a panhandler in front and the Applebee's, and what used to be the main entrance to Thomas Mall, is now arguably the main entrance to Arcadia Crossing, which is by far like the biggest shopping power center in this part of town. That's why you always see me going by all these suburban restaurants and stores and whatnot. Yeah, so that's where that street comes out, right here in front of the Target. Right there. I forget what it's called when you get to this point. It's not Virginia. If Virginia existed, though, it would be at that stoplight, because that's the exact halfway mark between Thomas and Oak. And that's where, if Virginia went straight through. But if that went straight through, just think how much ridiculous amounts of traffic there would be on it. Having it as it is right now makes it perfect for somebody riding a bike. So as far as what you get into the intersection, as you saw, I would say technically there's an unmarked crosswalk there, but understand in the daytime, ain't nobody on 44th Street going to stop for you trying to cross right there. And it might not even qualify as an unmarked crosswalk, because there is a traffic light with marked and signaled crosswalk just north where Virginia Street would be if Virginia Street was there. So yeah, if you're trying to ride a bike at 4 p.m., it's probably worth it to you to just ride up that sidewalk, right? Turn left, ride up that sidewalk. There's not going to be enough pedestrians on there to worry about it. Right up that sidewalk to the traffic light there. Take the traffic light across, and then from there, on a bike, you're pretty much good to navigate the parking lot and this giant power center here. And if I was on a bike and I was just headed further east than where I live, if I was headed to, say, Scottsdale, I would probably shoot into the parking lot and just kind of weave my way through the traffic in the parking lot, out the back entrance to the Costco, onto Oak. Yeah, there's a wall. I feel like I've mentioned it in my vlogs before, but now I'm not sure. But there's a wall. In fact, hey, let's go there right now. Other than I was going to go to QT to get something to drink, maybe a little more food. But actually, I ate pretty good over at the Chevron. That was unexpected. Yeah, I ate pretty good over there. So it's another bikeable route as well. If you do find that you've made the mistake of turning onto 44th Street and you realize you're in a absolute hellscape of cars driving like they're on a freeway that are ready to kill you on a bicycle, yeah, turn into this entrance here. It might save your life. This one's actually got a pedestrian sidewalk on it, and even though there's not a marked bike lane, there's plenty of space in this driveway here for cars and bikes. You're not even being a jerk blocking the traffic lane. There should be no reason a car can't pass you with a safe distance here, other than he's just being a jerk in a car. And there's a lot of that here. And that's the southbound route through the parking lot. That, again, that's very bikeable. It sucks as a pedestrian. I've walked that and complained about it many times. It sucks as a pedestrian, but as a bike route, that's actually really good. And when I'm on my electric scooter, I almost always go that route. And sometimes I got people driving through the parking lot here giving a big double take of what the hell is he doing? But I know what I'm not doing. I'm not making mass amounts of pollution while I'm on my electric scooter. Thank you very much. Or while I'm on my bike. In this area, it's been electric scooter. I haven't rode a bicycle down here in ages, other than the one day that Alan got my bike rideable-ish. I couldn't get the front gears into the highest register, and I tend to like to ride fast. I'm comfortable riding fast once I'm get my equilibrium back. And I'm the person that uses all 15 gears on a 15 speed, or all 21 gears on a 21 speed, even living in Phoenix, which is mostly flat. And in Phoenix, where it's mostly flat, generally I'm using those gears to work myself up to a pretty fast pace. You don't have to be that athletic to do that. You just got to know how to run gears and have some endurance. But yeah, usually when I'm on the flat here, I start in kind of a medium gear. I don't need a low gear. I'm not climbing a hill, but I'll start in like a medium gear, and I'll generally ride all the way up to the highest gear on the back while I'm in the medium range on the front. And then I'll drop it into the high range, which puts me in the highest gear. But usually if I get to the point where I'm in like a middle gear, or I'm sorry, if I get to the point where I'm in the highest gear in the middle range, if I'm pumping comfortably at that level, generally speaking, I'll pop it into the front one into the next register, and then it will. And then anyway, if I'm in a good enough shape, like if it's too much, like I'll immediately feel it's too much without it being enough to stop me from riding or mess me up. At which point I'll take the gear shifter in the back and just drop it down a few, maybe about halfway, see what gear it lands in. Which I've had that happen a few times, where it's like I don't realize how much of an incline there is where I'm at, or I don't realize how much wind I'm up against, or usually it's a matter of I haven't been riding in a while and I'm overestimating how much strength I have in my legs. Anyway, I wanted to show you the Great Wall of Arcadia. I just named it right now. It's the Great Wall of Arcadia. This wall is what separates Arcadia Crossing and which is where the Thomas Mall used to be, and all the residential behind it. Yep, we have a big old wall here. Oh, I'm gonna have to break out the other light. I should really do these kind of videos in the daytime, huh? But too busy trying to get some sleep in the daytime so I can work all night. There we go. Boop. Wait, no, come on, turn on my light. Turn on my light. There we go. There we go. So I don't know how tall this wall is, but like that's me reaching my hand all the way up, and I can't even reach it. So I'm 5'10" with reasonably long arms. So yeah, it's a big old wall. To the north, it goes all the way to not quite Thomas Road, but just barely south of Thomas Road. And then to the north, it goes, oh man, I can't seem to get this damn light turned off. Yeah, I missed my phone from like 20 years ago that had a little button on the side to turn on the flashlight. If I wanted the flashlight, I put my finger on the button. When I took my finger off the button, it turned off the flashlight. Anyway, I'm not going to walk this way in the dark, because yikes. But, oh, and now I probably got this trucker wondering what the fuck I'm doing coming out of them bushes. Harry's like, freaking Phoenix. All the damn homeless people in Phoenix. Oh yeah, if you're riding through here at night, watch out for trucks. Yeah, this might not be a busy car route, but it is a truck route. So, yeah, here I am recommending this as a route to take on a bicycle. But yeah, be aware there's semis here, and don't be part of that statistic. Anyway, there's the Great Wall of Arcadia going to the south. But yeah, doesn't really matter how you get through the complex. That's the only opening there to this area between the Costco and the Petco. And this is the only route from the north to go to Oak. You can go the other direction, it'll get you to Thomas, but like, really, why did you go that far south to turn around and go north? If you're going to Thomas, you should have cut to Thomas as soon as you got across 44th Street. Oh, lovely neat piles of pallets. Oh, anyway, I'm almost home. I should wrap this up. Oh my lord, this has like been 56 minutes long. This is like the longest, most boring video I've ever done on this channel. And probably one of the most nonsensical ones. But hey, Phoenix is a walkable city. I was able to walk home from the bar in only a little over an hour. Not bad for a neighborhood bar. Right? Everybody can walk an hour home from the bar. You know, to be fair, if I was riding a bicycle, this would have been, not that riding a bicycle buzzed is a great idea, but had it been a bicycle or a scooter, this would have been a really, really quick trip. And I've rode my scooter before to the Hideaway. It's a very scooterable distance. But it's not entirely not a walkable distance. It's just a pretty long walk. And granted, I did waste a little bit of time backtracking just to show you the what I consider the most bike-friendly route from there to here. But yeah, I still contend that Phoenix is a very bicycle-friendly city. You just need to know where to ride. All the streets that I've walked down since I got off Thomas have been very rideable streets. Shoot, you can even see there's tracks where people have been riding through right here on their bike. Not that I recommend riding through the grass, but there is a path that goes at an angle from that corner of Pierce Park down to the parking lot where you can cut straight out if you're trying to go southbound. And 46th Street continues all the way down to McDowell, and from there kind of connects to other pathways. So yeah, there are definitely routes to take the bike where it is very bikeable here. And yeah, I think it's about time I got my damn bike rideable. Although my car should have been fixed by now. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. Sorry this made no sense. I can't believe anybody's watched this long, but hey, thanks for coming with me on that walk.